Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. And today we're serving up something pretty special.
Yeah, this one's a treat.
We're going deep into the world of restaurant magic with the one and only Keith Leff.
Ah, Keith Leff.
Now, you handed me a recording of a lecture he gave. And I got to say, this isn't just like some magic tricks revealed kind of thing.
Oh, no, no, no. This is different.
It's like a master class in how to turn what you love
Hmm.
into a living. And he uses this magic lecture as the vehicle. I mean, this guy went from a 9 to 5 at Sprint to 30 years as a successful restaurant magician.
Talk about a career change, right?
And what I loved is how he lays out his whole approach like a 7-course meal,
Oh, that's class.
from like how to even approach a restaurant all the way to how to, haggle your fees.
Like, who thinks like that?
Genius, right?
All right.
But it makes sense because it mirrors the whole dining experience itself.
Yeah, you're not just doing magic tricks. You're weaving it into the whole fabric of the restaurant.
Exactly. And, I always thought restaurant magic was just about entertainment value. But Keith argues it's way more than that.
Oh, for sure.
He says it can actually increase business, build a loyal clientele, set a restaurant apart, even help the kitchen and servers.
It's like he's saying, look, I'm not an expense, I'm an investment.
Right. And his pitch is brilliant. He speaks the restaurant's language.
Yeah.
He focuses on how magic is like the best use of their advertising dollar for in-house promotions.
Smart. It's like those marketing gurus who say sell the benefits, not the features.
Right. He's not selling tricks. He's selling solutions.
I like that.
And he doesn't even see himself as just a magician. He calls himself a goodwill ambassador for the place.
It's a totally different mindset, right?
He's part of the team.
And that's where that free trial night comes in. He's really big on that. He says you got to treat it like a mini event, Promote it on social media, send out press releases, even invite people personally.
Make it a big deal.
Yeah, make a splash.
Now, you know what really surprised me? His take on tips. He actually suggests refusing them.
Really?
I know.
Yeah.
At first I was like, wait, what? But then he explained how it shifts the whole dynamic.
It's like saying my value is not in dollars.
Yeah. It makes people think this guy's not just in it for a quick buck. He's giving us a real experience.
You remember him.
You remember him?
Yeah.
And speaking of remembering, Keith is all about making genuine connections.
Right.
Remembers names, chats with the staff, makes the kids feel special.
It's the little things.
It's those little things. And he even talks about how to handle different types of audiences, including those who might seem less engaged.
Hmm.
He calls them the silent majority.
That's interesting because you always think about, those people that are super enthusiastic, but what about the ones just kind of watching?
They're still part of the experience.
Yeah, it's like a reminder that you don't need a standing ovation to be effective. Sometimes a smile or a nod is just as good.
Totally. Okay, so let's get into the magic itself. Keith's big on what he calls quick magic tricks that are, visually engaging, easy to follow. He actually has this rule of the 3 eyes
What's that?
involving interactive and intimate.
Makes sense, especially in a busy restaurant. You got to grab their attention fast.
Right. And I love how he uses everyday stuff like silverware, salt shakers, even straws.
He calls that organic magic.
It makes it all feel more accessible, like it could happen anywhere.
Like that bent penny trick.
Yeah, and he's big on giving that bent penny away as a souvenir.
It's like the magic continues even after the trick is done.
That little piece of magic you take home with you.
Smart.
Now, here's something I really respect about Keith. He is adamant about not practicing in the restaurant.
Oh, why is that?
He says it's disrespectful to both the art and the audience. All the practice happens at home. So when he's performing, he's polished and professional.
Makes sense. You want people to see the finished product, not, a work in progress.
First impression is everything.
Right.
So we've dipped our toes into the world of Keith Leff here, from his career journey to his whole philosophy on restaurant magic. What's jumped out at you so far?
I think what I find most fascinating is how he's combined this passion for magic with a really sharp business mind.
Yeah, he's not just a performer. He's an entrepreneur. And he's not just selling illusions. He's selling an experience.
Well said. But we're just getting started.
You're just getting started. Next time, we're going to really dive into the specifics of some of his most popular tricks, like the dollar bill matchbook routine.
Oh, that one's good.
Get ready, because we're going behind the curtain to see how the magic is made.
Can't wait. All right, so let's roll up our sleeves here and take a peek behind the curtain at some of Keith's most popular tricks.
I am ready to have my mind blown. Let's start with the dollar bill matchbook routine. The one where the bill, vanishes and then a matchbook appears.
Oh, yeah. It's a classic. It's all about the gimmick.
A gimmick? What do you mean?
Well, he uses 2 matchbooks, right? But here's the thing. The dollar bill is actually folded up and hidden inside one of the matchbooks.
Uh-huh, so that's how he could lift up the matches and show the bill's not there.
Exactly. It's misdirection and timing, While the audience is focused on that matchbook in his hand, he's ditching the folded bill somewhere else.
So there's sleight of hand involved, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Probably a hidden pocket or something the audience never sees.
It's a combination of a physical gimmick and expert sleight of hand. No wonder it's so baffling.
And then that final reveal where the matchbook transforms back into an empty one. Another nice twist.
It leaves you wondering, how did he do that? Speaking of simple but effective tricks, let's talk about the bent penny. I mean, everyone's tried to bend a penny at some point, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But Keith's got a secret weapon.
2 sets of pennies.
What?
One regular one, pre-bent.
Ah, so he's got the bent penny palmed when he asks to borrow one from the audience.
Exactly. And that whole rubbing motion back and forth, it's just a distraction to cover the switch.
It's amazing how such a tiny detail can create such a powerful illusion.
And remember, he gives that bent penny away. It's genius marketing. People keep talking about it long after the trick's over.
It's true. Okay, let's move on to the vanishing card box routine. This one I was mesmerized by. So visually striking, how does he do it?
It's a packet trick disguised as a full deck routine. He's using a prearranged set of cards that he subtly palms from the deck.
So it's not just a regular deck of cards.
Nope. This packet's designed to look random, but it's all carefully chosen to create the illusion.
And then those cards magically change color. First to blue, then back to red. It's like a mini light show.
Color changes false counts. Techniques to mess with how many cards you think you see.
It's playing with our perception.
Totally. And then, bam, the chosen card vanishes. The box is empty. It's a jaw-dropper.
That's a perfect example of what Keith calls a kicker. You're left wondering, how is that even possible?
Hidden compartment, maybe. Sleight of hand vanish. Who knows? It's all about creating that sense of wonder and impossibility.
I love how he uses everyday objects from the restaurant in his magic, like that salt shaker trick where a signed card appears inside.
Oh, the salt shaker routine. Classic penetration effects. Something impossible's happening, right?
Right.
Duplicate card, sleight of hand.
Yeah.
While everyone's watching that salt shaker being shaken, he's switching the signed card for the duplicate.
And the audience is none the wiser.
It's all about misdirection, creating that perfect moment for the switch.
He also mentioned a trick called no dice, which is like a play on words, right?
Yeah, he talks about how getting snake eyes is bad luck, but no dice is even worse. And poof, the dice vanish.
Visual punchline.
Gotta love it. I can just imagine the gasps when those dice disappear. Probably a pull or a well-timed drop makes it look like they just cease to exist.
He also showed a unique bill switch routine, the $2 tip trick.
Oh yeah, multi-phase effect. The $2 bill turns into 2 $1 bills and then back again. It's all about surprise.
How does he make that transformation so smoothly?
Gimmick bill. It's probably designed so he can separate the $2 bill into 2 sections that each look like a $1 bill.
It's so clever. And then he reverses it to get back to the $2.
Exactly. Visual, unexpected, perfect for close-up magic. And Keith emphasizes that final reveal, showing the restored $2 bill clearly, no doubt left in the audience's mind.
He also mentioned a trick called Dream Deal. Uses multiple card gimmick, right?
Yeah. But it's not your typical fan arrangement. This one's more deceptive. Disguises the multiple cards as a smaller stack.
It's all about enhancing the illusion, making it more believable.
Absolutely. And then there's recollection. Mind-reading effect predicts which card a spectator will choose.
Mind-reading effects always blow my mind.
I know, right? Tap into that fascination with the unknown. Probably involves a force or a pre-show technique.
He's subtly influencing their choice without them realizing it.
Exactly. And then he also demonstrated a vanish and reappearance trick with a ring and a small box.
Oh, the vanishing ring box. The ring disappears from the box, right?
Yep, he puts it in the box and poof, gone. Very visual startling.
Secret compartment, I bet. Or some clever gimmick in the box.
Another example of using ordinary objects for extraordinary illusions.
It's incredible how he takes these everyday items and turns them into instruments of magic.
It really speaks to his creativity and understanding of how to engage an audience.
But as cool as all the mechanics are, Keith really emphasizes that they're just tools.
That's a good point. The real magic's in the performer, the personality, the connection they make.
He was really big on being likable,
Yeah,
engaging, genuine. It's not just about the tricks, it's about the person doing them.
absolutely. Those qualities are just as important as technical skill when it comes to creating a memorable experience. You could be the most skilled magician, but if you lack personality, your magic's not going to resonate.
He also talked about respecting the art of magic in the audience.
Oh, yeah. Remember his thing about not practicing in the restaurant? Speaks volumes about his professionalism.
He's committed to delivering a polished performance. He's not using the restaurant as a testing ground. He wants to present a finished product.
And that respect extends to the audience, too. He wants them to feel valued, entertained, amazed.
It's not just about the tricks. It's about the bigger picture, creating a positive and memorable experience for everyone involved.
Exactly. And that's what makes Keith Leff such a successful restaurant magician. He gets that balance of skill, showmanship, and genuine connection with people.
It's funny, you know, I used to think magic was all about like smoke and mirrors, but listening to Keith, I realize it's so much more.
Yeah, he really takes those marketing principles and applies them to magic.
He's selling an experience, not just tricks.
And that's a lesson for all of us, whatever your job is.
Think about it. Pitching a business idea, trying to get a promotion, even meeting someone new.
It's all about that connection, putting yourself out there in a way that makes people want to listen.
And his whole thing about speaking their language, brilliant.
It reminds me of this time I was trying to convince my boss to let me work on this new project. Instead of just focusing on what I wanted, I framed it as how it would help the company.
Yeah.
Worked like a charm.
It's true. So much of what we talked about goes way beyond magic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Communication, persuasion, building relationship.
One thing that really stuck with me is Keith's emphasis on just being authentic.
Oh, yeah.
He's not putting on an act. He's just himself.
And that comes through in his performances.
Absolutely.
He's not trying to be that mysterious magician in a cape.
Right.
He's relatable, approachable.
And it makes the magic that much better.
It's like he's inviting you in, sharing something special.
And that feeling of intimacy is what makes restaurant magic so unique.
Yeah, you're not just watching a show. You're right there in the middle of it.
Like the difference between watching a concert on TV and being front row.
The energy is totally different.
And remember what Keith said about the silent majority? Sometimes the best reactions are the quiet ones. A little smile, a nod. It's a reminder that you don't need a big show to make an impact.
It's about those smaller moments of connection.
Yeah, those shared experiences that you remember.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into restaurant magic with Keith Leff, what's the biggest takeaway for you?
For me, it's that magic isn't about the tricks. It's about the magician.
Yeah, their personality, how they connect with people, understanding psychology even.
It's about taking what you love and making it your job, turning a hobby into a successful business.
And it's a reminder that even in a world that's, becoming more and more virtual,
right,
those face-to-face interactions, that human connection, it's still powerful.
It really is.
So next time you're at a restaurant and a magician comes to your table, remember what we've learned from Keith.
Don't just watch the tricks.
Right. Watch the magician.
Yeah.
Pay attention to how they engage with you, how they build rapport.
How they create that sense of wonder.
Because in those little acts of magic, there are big lessons.
About business relationships, the power of connecting with people.
And who knows, maybe you'll even be inspired to create a little magic of your own. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
It's been a pleasure. Until next time.